Mascara is coming on shortly for the hosts.
Bella, go drink. It's a lovely. Thank you for joining the live. Thank you very much, guys. We start by paying the rent. Let's pay the rent, guys. Let's pay the rent. 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 Yeah, until charger your laptop. Yes. Okay. Waiting. Let's go, guys. Those who are joining for the first time, welcome. Before we start, guys. If you don't know, you are joining for the first time. This is where we talk everything Tibet. This is where we talk everything Tibet. I am here. I am with you. Let's go. Let's open our account. When we get to 10K, can we get to 10K by 10 past 3? Let's get to 10K by 10 past 3, guys. Let's go. Let's touch the screen. Touch the screen. Show the screen a little bit of love. Show the screen a little bit of love. Show your screen a little bit of love so that the TikTok can also show you some love. 1,000 likes. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Ngunu pe ka di donate mo, ngunu pe ka di donate ke Saturday today. Rastarate, we are here on the streets of online. As I promised you guys, today we are going to look at the logbook of public management. We're going to look at 3 places how to complete your logbook. If you're a public management student and you are based at a school, someone is based at a clinic or hospital, someone is based at a police station. What is the difference? What is the difference? Let's go, guys. Come on Facebook, come on Facebook, well is a copy sang my public management. Copy sang. This is your time to copy what others are doing. Double tap the screen. It's too quiet. What does this mean? Are you telling me? Thank you very much. Now I can see that we've got public management students who are on the live right now on Facebook. We are already on 2.4K likes. I love it. TikTok. My TikToker amahle. My TikToker amahle ke a leboga ke re danki. Sponsor ka se simple ba fwe. Sponsor ka simple. Sponsor ka gore ke thuse wena. Gore wetseng gore ke thuse wena. For when you apply for your public management Ndiploma, you apply the first time and you get it right. Arinyaki deadline. We are on 3,000 likes, 5 past 3. When we get to 10 past 3, guys, will we be on 10K? Will we be on 10K? 18 wonderful people on the live right now. Thank you very much for joining the live. I know you could have been anywhere. But you chose to be here because I made a promise. I always keep my promise. When I tell you that I'm going to be live, I'm going to be dishing out a free, absolutely free, guys. You don't have to pay a cent. All that you have to do is just to double tap. I don't know what's wrong with Facebook. I don't know what's wrong with my Facebook. My Facebook, I'm quiet. I don't know what are they telling me. What is Facebook telling me? Is Facebook telling me that right now we don't have public management students that will want to see this live going viral? Because when the live goes viral, it calls other public management students, and they also come onto the Facebook and they get the information. Guys, remember that the information that I'm giving you is valid. It doesn't matter whether you're doing public management, whether you're doing management assistant, whether you are doing engineering, too. The information is relevant to you. Our tapping screen my Facebook, 7 wonderful people on Facebook right now. Let me see. Let me show you guys. You know, when I say that on TikTok, you know, my TikTok friends, you see what they do. You see what the TikTok family is doing. You see what the TikTok family is doing. Yeah, look at the repost. Look at the repost. You are here, and you really need the information. Thank you very much, Adelaide. But the only way, Adelaide, that I can know that you really need the information is for you to participate. Participation is very much important, but for you too, are participating. Are participating. Are skaba fela mo Facebook. Ranna ra putha matsoho. Bare o puthile matsoho. O shebile banna ha ba sebetsa. Ka se puthi matsoho. Ka se puthi matsoho a lebella batho ba bereka. Wena o irang. Wena o irang. What are you doing for me? What are you doing for me? Are double tapping bafethu. Are double tapping my Facebook a matle. Are double tapping. Awa, Mavuso, you can't be waiting patiently. You should be participating. You should be making sure that this live goes viral. Because if there is, you see what is happening on TikTok. My TikToker amahle, we are on 6,000 likes and we are short of 4K. Can we reach 10K by 10:3? Can we reach 10K by 10:3? My TikToker amatle, they are working. Thank you very much. Ke mang yena rometseng heart? Ke mang a rometseng heart ka mo Facebook? Heart, Iskarus yo. Iskarus yo, we rala ka mo Facebook. We rala ka mo Facebook. O mo wane nyana, 1 posoro nyana no re ko kono pele nyana e wane nyana. Lebella ka mola o we rala. Lebella ka mo TikTok o we rala mba fo and you know why I like to come here on the Facebook live. Guys, on the Facebook live, immediately after I close the live, I can immediately save the video. And when I've saved the video, anyone who missed anything can come back and get the entire live, which is something that I cannot achieve on the other platform. And the people on the platform are showing me a lot of love. They're showing me a lot of love. Guys, we are on 7,000 wonderful likes in less than 10 minutes. In less than 10 minutes, I'm waiting. I'm waiting, guys. I'm waiting. 27 wonderful people on TikTok. Let us get to 10K, guys. We are on 7.8. Let's go, guys. Let's double tap. Spanish access simple. Spanish access simple too. Kisar fellow we no double tap. O to graduate zemonate. The zemonate go today. Today I'm gonna make sure that we fix that problem. That problem that you have of your logbook being declined. Yeah, but for you to questions, I hope that you've got your notebook. I hope you've got your notebook. You know what is going to happen? This is what is going to happen. Thank you very much, my TikToker Amatle. Thank you very much. I really appreciate all the love. Next time. Are participating. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the participation. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate all the love that my TikToker Amatle are showing me. Thank you very much for all the love. Thank you for the follow, guys. On the three dots. Are reposting too. Are reposting the live Are reposting the live. Let us bring more people. Thank you for the follow, Ellen. Mwah. I love you very much. Guys, it's 9.8. We're almost there on 10K. It's exactly 10:3. It's exactly 10:3. Do you have your logbook with you? Guys, we are on 10K. Halal, Aman. Halalaman, 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 halalaman. Good lamonat. Good lamonat, Ellen Parts on that little monat. Thank you very much. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Don't stop tapping, guys. You stop tapping, I also stop giving you the little monat. I work hard for you, you work hard for me. It's a very simple transaction. You work hard for me, I work hard for you. You don't work hard for me, same thing. I can't dictate for you. I can't tell you what I want. I can't give you what I want. I must just give you what you want. And you are the only ones who can tell me what you want. But for you too, simple. Ntho simple e sa nyakeng hore re ye kwa le kwa re jika re dake re reng re tsene ka motlase ha eng ha ditafola ke nyaka hore re be mo re be kaofela bafowethu ke tlo re tlhalosetsa ntho e simple. Public management bafowethu, public management. What are you studying when you are studying public management? But when you are studying public management, you are studying to be able to work in the government sector. You want to learn how the government runs its affairs. You want to learn how the government runs its affairs. So you cannot do a public management, work integrated learning in a private company. That one, I want us to be rest assured that you are going to get a decline. Let's not argue about that. But you can do your public management practical anyway. So today I said I'm going to give an example of somebody who's at a clinic, somebody who's at a school, and another one who's at a police station. But the same examples can work for someone who's at a social development, who's at Department of Water Affairs. Anywhere where you are, you can still be able to use the information that you are going to get today. I don't know my Facebook, have they decided to make up their mind? Now, if they are not interested, I'm just gonna reserve my energy and keep it only for my TikTokers. I can't be having people on the live who are not working hard for the life. They don't work hard for the life, we simply remove them. Participate, and there's only one way you participate is to double tap. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the love. My TikToker, my Facebook, again. My Facebook, again. MASOJYLH. Okay, so there are certain skills, which you have to go and learn. You must learn those skills. Now, there's a lot of confusion between a person who is a management assistant student and a person who is a public management student. Guys, both of you can be at a school, both of you can be at a SAPS, both of you can be at a clinic, you can be based at the same place, one being placed there for management assistant and the other one being placed there for public management. Yes, it is the same qualification. It is an Ndiploma, but your Ndiplomas are not the same. A person who's a management assistant student based at the school, hospital, clinic, whatever, like I showed you yesterday, one of the skills that the person must have is to organize meetings. That is what you do as a management assistant. But as a public management student, meetings isn't a guy move. Meeting isn't a guy. It's not a guy meeting. When you look at your logbook, I want to move meeting. So you will not be doing the same thing that is done by somebody who is a management assistant. So now, one of the reasons why you find that public management students, when they are at a school, their diplomas are declined because you spend most of the time doing work which is for a management assistant student. You are not doing work which is for a public management. O tla e kry-a bjang diploma bafowethu angeke uyithole izodecline e tla tshwana le black card ela ko Shoprite gore wa swiper e re decline. It's going to decline, and you would have wasted 18 months of your practicals doing work which is not, because you did work which is not related to your qualification. I got a question here. Someone says, I was based in a hospital and my Ndiploma public management was declined. Yes, it will be declined because you were at the hospital, but the only thing that you did was to do filing. You were not there as a filing clerk. You were not there to get experience as a filing clerk. What is the type of skill that you must have? Thank you very much as we go to 20K. My TikTok, thank you very much. I really appreciate the love that you are showing me. You are the ones who are making me to keep on coming back. And you and Facebook, thank you very much. Thank you for joining the live. I really appreciate it. Double tap the screen, share the live, guys. Share the live. Keep on sharing the live. Repost the live. Let the algorithms work in our favor too, so that more and more people can come. Guys, my laptop is opening. Yeah, as soon as it's done opening, then I will be able to open my logbook, and then we can start properly, sentence by sentence, skill by skill. Halala. Dilo tse di monate di glow stick ka mo, di glow stick ke a glow abafethu ke a glow, ba nshapa ka di glow stick ka mo TikTok ka mo, ba nshapa ka di glow stick ke a glow abafethu. Le ka lena batho ba go Cape Town, lena batho ba go Falls Bay TVET College virus yele eksuk almal hiso, eksuk al die mense moet hiso wees sodat ons kan bietjie praat. Ons moet seker maak dat elke een van julle gaan julle diploma kry. Dit is wat ek soek, mense. Ek kgetholle bafowethu le lena ko KZN nyila. Mele wonke umuntu South Africa yonke jikelele. Nikuphi base KZN? KZN, are you here? Can you throw me with a rose? Tingbona ukuthi bakhona base KZN, TVET College in the KZN area. Ngicela ukuthi ningishaye ngama rose, nami ngibona ukuthi hayi no iKZN ikhona namhlanje, iKZN ikhona. Tingbona ukuthi nikuphi nina, nikuphi? Free State. Liteng batho bako Free Stata. Batho ba Free Stata, le kuno pendi donut mo re le bone. Ale kuno pendi donut mo re le bone bafowethu. Ke le promisitse ntho e simple. Can you take out your notebooks, guys? Take out your notebooks. Lampona le nna ke sore ya ka bafowethu. Pare ke je keke. Ene ke je keke. Ke no go drink. Halala. Kumnandi. Monate. Bano le ba le go tlo le barekela. Bano ke tlo le barekela kore bano langkhafisa. They'll mark me like Malvort. You're watching from KZN. Halala Amanda. Ay, siyajabula. Ay, ubulela kuse Eastern Cape, ne? I must learn these languages. Ay, siyajabula ukuthi nani base KZN nikhona la. My colleague, my friend, thank you very much for the support. Thank you for the support. I've got my colleague here. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Guys, I want you to write down the skills that you must have if you are a public management student. Whether you are based at a school whether you are based at a clinic, whether you are based at SAPS or wherever. What are the skills that are expected from you? Arnyake magapu mo, arnyake magapu mo. Arlatlheleng the rose mo, arlatlheleng the rose. Are participating, bafowethu. Skill number 1. Hey, bafowethu. Skill number 1, public management. Under public administration, you must show that you can supervise and render general clerical support service. Mara dinkutlwile mara sengwale mofatsi pampona le nna ka ngwala. Skill number 1, that is general clerical support service. But if you look at a management assistant student, skill number 1 is organizing meetings. Labona ra di tshwane dilo tse a di tshwane bafowethu a di tshwane a di tshwane. So what must you do? Number 1, you must show that you can record, organize, store, capture, and retrieve correspondence and data in terms of the line function, in terms of what you are doing there. Bantwara musne. So somebody who's in a hospital, what are you recording? Patients as they come in. What are you recording? Prescriptions. What are you recording? Meetings with doctors and whatever. Those are things that you are recording. Are they the same as the records of somebody who's based at a prison, at a police station? No. Police station, you are recording what? Dockets. That's what you are recording. You are recording dockets. As people come in to make inquiries, open a case. Those are records. They're not the same as the records of somebody who is at a school. At a school, what are you recording? You are recording students as they come to register. There at the primary school, when they come to register for grade R, asale da kom the leer lenge, da be the school, abafuna ukubafaka lapha esikoleni, bafuna ukuregister lapha esikoleni. Ama-records, sikhuluma ngalawo ama-records. So you see, your letters are also not going to be the same. Thank you very much for 20,000 logs. Halala. Wait my TikTok amperekele. Mara hele ka mo Facebook, gore Facebook itile. Wait Facebook itile, e stubborn tshwana le report 191. Wait report 191 is stubborn. Even when there are changes, it doesn't want to change. It remains the same. And that is why the government had to deal with it, because it is not speaking to industry. It is not speaking to the needs of industry. My Facebooker army, you are not speaking to my needs. My needs are that you must tap the screen, you must send the likes, and that is what I need. And that is what keeps me here. I'm gonna do this, guys. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna show you how to write the letter. Because, guys, remember, the letter is the one that is very much important. The letter is the one that tells the people who are assessing your logbook the actual activities that you did. So the letter for somebody who is at a hospital. Halala? Hey, ke bone nka mo Facebook. Hey, ke bone nka mo Facebook. Hey, ke go tshoga ka re ke bone sharp zinto ka mo, ke bone sharp nyane ke manga rometseng. Hey, Mudao, you are watching from Polokwane mara Mudao mara untirang. I'll double tap a we resell or uno level la fella go waiting again or ke boletse gore he ke le on social media ke mahala mara like really now in Molefe's voice. Tim Molefe, House of Zwede. Like really now? Like really? The letter, Nike, Sarah, Tembiso, Matumbeza, Asania. The letter is the one that is most important. If it are everything, the letter is the most important document. If you make a mistake on the letter, forget it. It doesn't matter of that there's engineering, electrical engineering, civil engineering, and so on, of his hospitality or tourism or whatever, your letter is important. When did you start? When did you end? It must be on the letter. I want to see there at the school the principal writing, we hereby, this letter hereby confirms that Mungalo H was based at this school from this date to this date as a public management intern. And these are the duties that she did. Or there at the hospital, the sister in charge saying this letter hereby confirms that Mungalo H was based at Mamelodi Hospital as a public management intern from this period to this period. And these are the activities that she did. Or this letter confirms that Mongalo H was based at SAPS, Rodiport, as a public management intern. And these are the activities that she did. You see now, everything is different. Everything is different. Everything is different. Let me see. Okay, I'm just gonna, because I did do some kind of like some preparations. I tried to do some preparations for you guys. I tried to do some preparations. I just want to be sure that I'm where I'm supposed to be. I'm where I'm supposed to be. Let me see. Hey, wiralang bafowethu, wiralang. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, so the letter is not going to be the same. For example, now they're going to say Mongalo got experience in the following service, in the following skills. Ne? Number one, I'm at the hospital. She was recording patient information in, don't mention the system that we're using. If you are based at SAPS, they'll say she was recording dockets in this particular system. If you are based at a school, they'll say she was recording student information, registration information. You see now, you see the letters are not the same because the activities are not the same. I hope I'm demystifying, because this is the whole idea. I'm here so that we can demystify. Ne? So let us look at skill number 2. Remember, under public administration, guys, there are eight skills that you must show. The first skill is recording. The second skill is updating registers. The third skill is handling routine inquiries. The fourth skill is making copies, receiving and sending faxes and emails. Skill number 5, distributing documents, packages, whatever, to various departments, keeping and maintaining a filing system, typing basic letters, keeping and maintaining incoming and outgoing registers of the unit. So these are the 8 skills that a public management student must show on the letter that they were able to get these skills. You can see they are not, yes, you are typing letters, but it is not the main activity. Yes, you are filing, but it is not the main activity. You are distributing documents. It is not the main activity. Remember, you are typing, you are maintaining a filing system, you are distributing documents, you are making copies, but the copies that you are making when you are at SAPS are not the same copies that you are making when you are at the hospital, and they are not the same copies that you are making when you are in the hospital. So that is why you need to be able to get the difference. And now, if you find that you are based at, like somebody said to me, I was at the hospital and I was in the casualty only. I was never taken to other departments. So that is why your diploma is going to be declined, because you are only based on public admin, one thing only. And it is not enough to give you 360 credits for an Ndiploma. So that is why when they respond, they will say the experience that you have is not enough to give you 360 credits. So you need to do everything which is on the logbook. Now, remember, you are going to be there for 1 year, 6 months. So in 1 year, 6 months, there must be a letter that you typed, bafowethu. Jy moet iets gedruk het. Daar is iets wat jy moes gedruk het. You can't say you never typed a single letter. If you have never typed anything, then how did you say you got public administration experience? Remember, this is a vocational diploma. You get the diploma based on the experience. So now, if you got an experience at a hospital, you must have typed the sick note. You must have typed the prescription. Huh? No, you can't say you never typed anything. If you never typed anything, then there is a fault. That's all. Jeta fault began. Khona into yenzile engakho right. O dile sengwe mo se e leng gore ga se gabotse. You are sticking to one thing. And you can't say in 1 year, 6 months, you never updated a single register. There are many registers that they keep. Like yesterday, I showed you that, in SAPS, they keep registers of what? Whatever resources that they have. They have guns. They have bulletproof vests. They have dockets. They have prisoners that are coming in, prisoners that are going to court, prisoners that are on awaiting bail and things like that. They're keeping registers of that. So you can't say, "Hi, ngicela ungiphe evidence." How am I going to get the evidence of the dockets that you worked with when you were at SAPS? How am I going to get the evidence of the prescriptions? The file records of patients at the hospital. So ma'am, since you are saying school, can please explain further? Primary, it doesn't matter. Whether you are in a primary school, you are in a high school, you are in a college, you are managing registers, guys. Guys, come on. You know, I'm gonna get a question where I'll give you an example of my employer of choice, which is Tshwane North TVET College. There are registers there. They keep registers, records of students who registered this for this particular course. They've got the register, asset registers. There's so many registers that they're keeping. Then somebody will say, "Oh, Tshwane North. What if I'm based at Tshwane South?" Yeah, man. A register is a register. Doesn't matter whether you are in a high school, whether you are in a primary school, whether you are in a college. It is still a register. So you need to look at your logbook and say, okay, I'm going to go one by one. Okay, record, organize, store, capture, and retrieve correspondence. Okay, it doesn't matter. You are at a school, a primary school, a high school, a college, it's education. Yeah? There are records that you are keeping. Check. What are the records that they're keeping there? Thank you. They are storing. Obviously, you store in a filing system. What are they storing in a primary school? What correspondence? What correspondence are they storing in a primary school? What correspondence are they storing in Don't try to memorize. You must do it. This is practical. It's not an examination where they're going to say, list 5 things that they are storing. You need to be able to look at your logbook and say, oh, they're capturing. Obviously, students have written exams. they're capturing on the system the marks. So the marks that they're capturing, whether it's primary, whether it's high school, whether it's college, they're capturing something. They're capturing people who are applying. There's a lot of capturing that is taking place. It's public administration. You cannot administer a public institution without capturing data on a system. And the systems differ according to the institution where you are. Even now, when you can go to SAPS now and open a case, the minute you walk in with your docket, they're going to capture it on the system. That's what we mean by capturing. And then when somebody wants information, you must go on the system and retrieve. What are you retrieving? You are retrieving what has been captured. And there must be evidence that you retrieved something, a copy of something that you worked with. Skill number 2, update registers and statistics. What statistics are you updating? You are updating statistics of the number of students who registered this year in that primary school. How many students are in grade 8? How many students are in grade 9? How many students are in grade 1? How many students are in grade 2? How many students are in N4? I'm going from primary to high school to college to show you how relevant this is. You are updating registers of how many prisoners who committed fraud have been arrested, how many went on bail, how many went to court, how many escaped and when they are missing. They are updating those registers and those statistics. How many people came to report? I remember I went to this police station. I wanted to go and certify. And they called me on the other side and they said, come, we want to take your fingerprint. And I said, yeah, we're doing criminal check. They said, no, we're not doing criminal check. We're taking statistics of people who are coming in. So now they are able to see how many people came in. And then they can update their records to see that what is the trend. Are people coming in on a lot on weekends, on Fridays, after holidays, things like that? Those are statistics that are being kept in a public institution. And that is why you find that when a school has to admit grade 8 students, they'll say, we don't have space. How do they know that? Because they update statistics of students. So you need to be able to be working with those statistics. Da baby hospital, el kan say nie ons kan jou nie so vat want ons het nie 'n bed. Ons het nie 'n bed vir iemand met hierdie siekte wat jy het. Yes, we do have rooms, we do have beds, but not for the type of illness. Want ons is vol, ons is vol, pediatrician is vol, maternity is vol, bar swanger mense as fall. They're keeping statistics. So when you are in the hospital, the register that you are going to produce will not be the same register as the one mo Facebook. I want Facebook ne Facebook gore ina le mokhanyana o mong wa o kra batho ba le mo Facebook gore ba utlweletse di monate mara nna ba sa mperekeng. A ke bone sele o iralang Amanda o iralang moda o iralang. Guys, when you are on social media, when you are on a live, you have to participate. If you are not participating, you are telling Facebook that this live is not relevant and you are doing my numbers. You are taking my numbers out of this window. You are making Facebook to say you are giving this person a platform and the person is not using the platform properly. How can the person have 10 people on the live and they are just sitting and not tapping? Something that they do without paying a single cent. So you are taking the algorithms, you are taking the algorithms. Guys, ke tlo posa Facebook, ke sale ka mo TikTok ka mo, then le lo jimanyana le jimisang menwana bafowethu, jimisang menwana because ke tlo go public law. A o tlo khonala hore ke bolele ka public law ke botsa batho ba 7 ba ba leng on the Facebook right now and they are not participating. Thank you very much. 32 wonderful likes. I love it for the TikTok. My TikTok amahle. Thank you very much Facebook. Lili na le twaeleng. Ale tlwaeleng ma public management tlwaelang hore he re le batho re a kopisa. He re le batho re a kopa bafoetho, re a kopa. Lebellang batho ba bang ka montle hore ba irang. Le wena o kopise public management. You can't be on the live and you are just there and you are just watching and you are like, a re motho, a reng mara lecturer ya strata. You must participate, bafuetu. Because if you don't participate, then you are telling me that the life is useless for you. That's what you are telling me. Yeah, you can't be lost. You are going to be lost if you are not participating. You need to participate. You need to ask questions. And thank you very much for your question. I really appreciate it. You need to ask me questions because you guys on Facebook, you are the lucky ones because you can be able to ask questions. On TikTok, they cannot ask questions because I don't know what happened. TikTok has locked me out of a reply question. They cannot reply. So you are the only ones who can do us a favor by giving me the questions. Now let us look at the other skill. Handle routine inquiries. Okay. Now, guys, it's very much important, public management students, wherever you are, today, go to your computer and type customer survey. Type it. If it is not there where you are, if they don't have a customer survey, wherein when a person comes in for service, you are able to give the person to say, can you tell me how did I serve you? If they don't have anything like that, create it. Because skill number 3 under public admin, it demands that you must handle routine inquiries. If you are there at the school, you are handling routine inquiries from parents. You are handling inquiries from circuit. You are handling inquiries from students. You are even handling inquiries from teachers, asking certain questions. So you must have a document somewhere where you are recording the inquiries. And what is the purpose of having a register for inquiries? Is so that you can know what are the frequently asked questions. And then in your next meetings, you can look at those inquiries from parents, from students, from any just people coming in, and you can be able to plan your things and make sure that you service the people properly. So if where you are, you don't have a register for recording inquiries, please, as a public management student, create that document. And starting from Monday, when you go to where you are placed, at the primary school, at the high school, at the college, make sure that you have that book because you are going to need that register as your evidence. If you are there at SAPS, Rodiport, Manenberg, Dabedikap, if you are there at SAPS and they don't have a register for inquiries, when people are coming in and they want to ask, I'm looking for this prisoner. Is this prisoner here? You don't have anywhere where you are writing down. Then you must create that register for routine inquiries. Making copies. You will be making, receiving, and sending emails. Guys, on your logbook, they are talking about fax. You know that we are not using faxes anymore. We are using emails. So you can easily change and give us a copy of emails that you send. Show us there's an email address. Your email address is appearing, but don't show us the email address of the person that you are sending the email to because of the POPI Act. You are sending emails there in the hospital. You can't say you are in the clinic or you are in the hospital and you never send an email out. If that is the case, then you are not getting all the experience. You must get all the experience. You must tell them that there must be some time when you are sending emails to somewhere, let me be the one doing it. Or show me, let me see how you communicate. And then they will show you, and then you will say, can you give me a copy of that email so that I can put it in my file? And they can be, and then whoever will be working with you on the emails will sign the date, will put the date and sign. Your supervisor will sign that you did make copies at least once in 1 year, 6 months. Is that so? What is that? Afskrif, get the afskrif back. You must show ukuthi wayenza icopy at least kanye nje kawani fela in 1 year, 6 months. Whether you are in the hospital, or go SAPS, or go primary school, or go high school, or go college, or go Department of Water Affairs, Social Development, anywhere where you are placed as a public management student, there must be a time where you made at least one copy. Bafowethu. Regina called Drinky. Buniela says, I'm doing PM at the hospital in Uppington. Is it possible to submit without evidence? Why do you want to submit without evidence? Why? Because you are there at the hospital, you are making photocopies. You can't say you don't even have one photocopy that you made. You can't say you don't have even one document that shows inquiries. There are certain things that are not confidential, guys. And you know what? When people are on placement, because they don't follow the logbook so that they can know what are the skills that they must get. Always after they say, I don't have evidence, everything is confidential. Even a form with frequently asked questions, that can be confidential, because that is something that you would find even on the website of the clinic, on the website of SAPS, on the website of the college, the school. You'll always find frequently asked questions. Those are questions that people ask, routine questions. So Bonielo, you have to have that, at least have a document to show that you know how to handle routine inquiries. Yeah, maybe you can say you don't have an evidence of an email because the email is confidential. But not everything where you are is confidential, Bafowethu. That is why, it's so stressful for the department to give out public management, 360 credits and diploma. That is going to make you get a promotion at a job as a director, assistant director. But you don't want to produce even one evidence, a simple evidence like an inquiry. Come on, Bafowethu. Come on. Even a simple document that shows that you once made a copy. They're not even saying, what copy did you make? Any copy, anything. The department is not vindictive. When I check here, evidence 103. Evidence 103, it says any relevant document. You can't say you don't have anything. Nothing. Bafowethu. Mara la bona lelena la bona, you are actually taking the qualification and really making it to lose value. It loses value quickly. And then we complain that when we go out with our Ndiplomas, people don't want to take us serious because we don't want to show the evidence that we've got the practical experience for the things that we are supposed to learn when we were on work integrated learning. I discourage a person who would say, I don't have any evidence. I would encourage a person to say, I have some evidence and there is some that I could not provide. And then for the evidence that you could not provide, yes, the department accepts a confidentiality letter. But that letter must state what is it that is confidential. So somebody who is at a hospital will say, we cannot provide information, patient's information. We could not allow the intern to take records pictures or names or ID numbers, document that has ID numbers of patients, because that is protected under the POPI Act. If you are based at the SAPS, in the letter they will say, we confirm that Mongalo H was based at SAPS as an intern, and we confirm that all the relevant experience under public admin she was able to get. But unfortunately, we cannot allow pictures of dockets, registers of ballistics, whatever, weapons or whatever that we keep, whatever. They will write whatever they, the way they know the language in SAPS. The language in SAPS is not the same as the language in a hospital, and it's not the same as the language in a primary school, a high school, a college, Department of Water Affairs, Social Development, South African Reserve Bank, SARS. Those are state institutions, guys. You can go there as a public management student to get experience there. As long as it's a public institution, you can go. So the language will not be the same. On our side, we send emails, but we use their details. Oh, okay. But now, Mologo, when you send out the email, on that email, you take a marking pen. You take a marking pen and then you erase the confidential information. Don't submit the email with a confidential information. Don't do that. You take a marking pen, you redact the personal information. Ms. D Bafuetu is saying, hi ma'am, I'm at a private company, but the company is under a government institution where we do administration process for Department of Home Affairs, Immigration. Will it be valid as evidence and experience? You see now, yeah, you're complicating things, eh? Mara, Miss D, man, Miss D, lento le straight man, ayifuni ruler man, iso man. Manje wena uyayithatha man, uyenza ibe so mara. You are getting experience of doing what? Of working with the government, but the methods that you use may not necessarily be public management methods. You will be using private sector methods, and that is not what is needed when you are applying for a public management Ndiploma. It's like when I'm working as I'm working as a lecturer. I need to have got a teaching experience, which I must get from a teaching institution. But with that knowledge, I can go and work somewhere else. But for me to get that qualification, I must first be in a teaching and learning situation. So now you are at a private sector. You are learning how the private sector works. You are not getting experience of how the government works. The government works with private sectors. It works with ordinary individuals. But how they operate is completely different from how a private institution would work. So I'm telling you, it can lead to problems. I don't know. I don't know how you're going to do it. Because the minute you are at a private company, same time, it's like when you go to a shop, ne? When you go to a shop and you are carrying something made of steel, eh? When you get in, it will just say, it's an alert. It's telling them that this person has got something that does not belong. Then you must be put on the side. They must search. They must check what it is. Then they realize that no, this is not harmful. But so that is the problem. The minute your logbook lands, and then the name of the company there is Mongalo Enterprise, same time is a red flag. Who has the time, Bafwet, to go into your letter and be able to tell that no, this person is at a private company, but the work that he's doing is for public management? I don't think there's anyone who will have the time to check that. Chances are the minute they see that right there on the company name, Mongalo Enterprise, wrong placement. You don't even have to go further and read. You take another file. Bona wena Rakgadi, wena o sharp in terms of where you are placed. You are placed at the right place. So the minute they see the company, okay, let us see, keep and maintain the filing system for the component. So that is what you are going to be doing. And then, for good measure, you can simply go to the filing system and just take a picture with yourself standing next to the files, and you take that and you put it as your evidence. Yeah, just a nice picture of yourself there at SAPS. They don't want to see the names of the Mapantiti on the files. They're not interested. They're not interested in the names of the patients, but they're interested in seeing that you know a filing system. They're not interested in the names of the students there at the school, at the primary school, whatever, the high school. They just want to have some kind of an evidence to show that you work with files, Bafwetu. And you can't say that is confidential. I refuse to accept that. Yeah, there are certain things that are confidential, but not everything. Typing basic letters and other correspondence, of course, you're going to type a letter, and that letter will be confidential. And therefore, because some of the letters that you typed are confidential, what you're going to do, you're going to take your black marker. You're going to take your black marker. You're going to go to the name of the person that you are sending the letter to. You're going to take your black marker. You're going to remove that with a black marker. You are going to go to the information which is on the letter. Maybe they are sending the letter to Madlanga Commission. Some of the information which is on the letter, the department is not interested in it. You redact that with a black marker. Yours faithfully is not confidential. You leave yours faithfully, and then there, the name of the person who wrote the letter and signed the letter, that one is confidential. You take your black marker, it's called redacting. You redact that. Maar die brief, je kan niet voor hulle gee, die brief. Je moet voor hulle wees dat je kan type. You know how to type. Yeah? Je kan type. On zoek daar die brief. Je moet dat insert in your evidence. There's no confidentiality about that. You must see the letter. Everybody's hiding behind confidential. I can't Mzansi. We're talking about 360 credits. 360 credits of a national Ndiploma. Not just an Ndiploma, but way too. This is the most valuable diploma you can get because it is a diploma that speaks to practical. The minute your Ndiploma lands on the desk of HR, they know that this one has got practical experience. And if it is a public management Ndiploma, they know that hierdie persoon kan trek. Want ons het gesien in die logboek van die persoon that under public administration, hulle moet wees dat hulle kan trek. They know, they have shown that they can file. They've shown that they can work with records. The municipal magni. Nee, mansa. The municipal magni. Hoe kom jy hulle so stel daar so by Facebook? Ek soek. Hey, tap the screen daar so. Tap the screen. Tap. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Grievance procedure on SCOM. We're going there. We're going, Rakgadi. We're going. We are not there yet. We're still on public admin. The 8 skills under public admin. The last one is maintaining incoming and outgoing mail for the register for the unit. Bafowethu bona ke tlo botsa something ka jeko. Ke tlo botsa something ka jeko. Wherever you are, whether you are at a primary school, whether you are at a high school, whether you are at a college, whether you are at Department of Water Affairs, SAPS, wherever you are based, whether you are at a clinic, at a hospital, you must go and add value. You must add value. You must show them that you got the theory. And if they are not, they are not doing what you know they should be doing under public admin, you must show them. You must show them what you are made of. You are a TVET student, but wait. Skill number 8, it says maintaining the register. If they don't have that register, show them you can type that register. You must take out your CP. CP N5 and N6 skills and sit in front of a computer and type a register for incoming and outgoing mail or whatever it is that is incoming or going. That register, why you direct the DASO, why cover nicely, cover nicely, a plastic and whatever, you put it there, you take a picture, of what? Of the cover. What does it show? It shows the register of incoming and outgoing correspondence. And that is what they're gonna like about you. Hulle gaan sê ons soek hierdie persoon. Wie is hierdie persoon? Want ons het nie hierdie goed gehad nie. Nou sy kom hierso en sy dek vir ons en sy maak hierdie goedes dat maak ons werk so maklik. You are making our work to be so easy. Now all of a sudden, because of you, that particular school, that primary school, they now have a register of incoming and outgoing correspondence and others. That high school, that college, in the office of the HOD, the office of the campus manager, or you are there at central office, the office of the deputy principal, you are there at the department of what. The what there. Show add some value of way too. Don't hide behind confidential. Like really now? Just a register, the cover page of a register is confidential of way too. You can see that we are not working hard for the diploma. We are not working hard for the diploma, guys. You must work hard for it. A snip up and place to get an Ndiploma from a TVET college. It's not easy of it. 48 wonderful likes on TikTok. Thank you very much. 105 people who are on the live right now. I love you very much. Thank you for the love. We are getting into another skill, guys. We were talking about public admin, and I said public admin, there are 8 skills that you must go and get. So Monday, when you get to your work, go and check. Did you get these 8 skills under public admin? If you are at a municipality, you are at SAPS, you are wherever, did you get these skills? If you did not get these skills, then you don't have sufficient experience under public admin. You don't have sufficient experience. How are you going to render clerical support? Okay, skill number 2, supervise and provide supply chain clerical support within the department, within the school, within the clinic, the ward, wherever. That is number 2 now. We are still under what? Under public admin. Now, under public admin, you must be able to show that you are able to supervise. You are able to supervise, meaning that you, with the diploma now, you are going to be supervising people there, because manje sewuzoza ngamaphepha manje. Athi seyifikile boss. Izinja zegame. but though fitla kwale wena, you don't know how to supervise and provide supply chain clerical support. And then when they ask you, you say, I was based at a school. During the gift come on TikTok, during the gift come on TikTok, during the gift come on TikTok. Halala. Ay mara Facebook yona is stubborn. When the Facebook is so stubborn, it's stubborn like report 191. You know the one that the department is facing out. The department is facing out report 191 because it remains stubborn. Even when the economy was changing, when we are now dealing with solar, you're nice at same syllabus. When we are dealing with the same things, no change. So but I lay on the right closer. So guys, I ask about stubborn. I Facebook even sorry here. Moloko is saying, so thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you, Facebook. We don't long Facebook. We don't long Facebook. We don't long Facebook. Hey, we don't long. Thank you. I love you. Lang kafis. I banu lang kafisa banu. Kuri banu liro ke bereke thata banu. Aksabulela. Re ke bani mur bare. Is it okay to take a picture of a cover instead of what is inside? Bona, we don't want what is inside. We want the cover. I got what is inside is confidential. It's going to be covered by the confidentiality letter. But the cover, the cover is not confidential. The cover is not confidential. You switched from tla mo Facebook ba thomboinelo tla mo Facebook o tlo thusa bana ke a o khopela bana tla o tlo thusa ma TikTok a matle ke khopela le tleng ka mo Facebook ka mo le tlo thusa ka mo Facebook ka mo ke a la rapela ke na le 107 people on TikTok right now 50 otle a itle ka mo Facebook e tlo thusa bana ai jabo vano restrate lagodora halala man. Okay, yeah, please Moloko is fine, ne? When filling in the logbook, must the dates be consecutive? No. Or as long as the days will make up 18 months. Thank you very much. Guys, this is a wonderful question from Sibuile. Thank you very much. Riale Bucha. I'm going to write that question down. The issue of the dates, ne? The issue of the dates, guys. Please make sure that you don't have what we call ghost months. Beware of ghost months. What am I talking about by ghost months? I'm talking about those months that do not reflect on your logbook. When they check January, February, March, all of a sudden April is not there. May, June, July is not there. August, September is not there. You must not have ghost months. Each and every month must be accounted for. If you are saying you were there you are there for 18 months, when they calculate the months, obviously there will be certain months that are going to appear twice because you started this year, you started in January and then 2024 and then January 2025. You see, January is going to appear twice because you're going to have January 2024, you're going to have January 2025. So there will be certain months that are going to repeat themselves. So don't have ghost months, bafowethu. And also make sure that when you calculate the months, bafowethu, when you calculate the months, they must make 19. Let them not make 18. I've seen that if there are 18 months, sometimes it creates a problem because you know what? February, we know it is Mambara month. It does not make 4 weeks, which is a month. And then you go to December. December, usually you find that it's a holiday. It's holidays. You only attend 1 week. You are not able to make 4 weeks of February, of December. So somewhere some of the weeks are missing. And when they sit down and they calculate, then they will come back and say to you, you don't have enough. You don't have enough hours. Remember, you can find that you are working in a company where you can make the whole 2,000 hours in 3 months. It doesn't mean you can stop and say, now I've made 2,000 hours, therefore I can submit my diploma. No, it doesn't work that way. It is the hours which must be spread throughout what? They must be spread throughout the 18 or 24 months. So please be careful of the ghost months, and the dates don't have to be in chronological order, because let me tell you something. Let's go now to supply chain. Supply chain is one of the killer skills, and it is the one that is making schools in particular to be declined. Why? Because it is a valuable skill for somebody with public management. And if you have never been exposed to supply chain, khohlwa. Even if you can be at a municipality, you're correctly placed, but you are never exposed to supply chain, khohlwa. Kekele guy. The guy kekela ma TikTok amahle, kekele guy. 55 wonderful likes. 55 wonderful likes, guys. Let's go. Let's double tap. Let us make sure that we double this. Can we double this? Can we double 55 by 4:30, guys? Let's get to 100K by 4:30. Let's go, guys. Arabara again, guys. Arabara again. All that you have to do, guys, Spanish is simple. Spanish how whatever until on your on the right hand side, on the left hand side, you are going to see balloons. Those balloons are going to tell you how many likes did you give this beautiful woman. Ka ke haketse kore ke shapile ka bonnet ke ithile le mangena ga jeko kore ke nyaka gore make sure gore itse keng le ke tlo ira di-clip tsa ka ke di-cutter, so I must look nice. Ore be amara le bona be amara tabe mara ba foetu mara la bona ke azama ba foetu. 108 wonderful people on the live right now. Let us make sure that we reach 100K by 4:30. Can we do that? Bafowethu? Ma PM amahle, ma TVET community amahle, ke le rata thata ka lerato le la love. Mama, should the evidence dates match? No. That is why I always say, when it comes to evidence, even if you do put a stamp, don't put a date stamp, because you're going to find that the evidence, you use it over and over again. So you don't have to put a date. It doesn't have to match, because they're not, my employer of choice is not vindictive. Again, man. Motheo TVET College ya tsela. He ke bona Motheo gutla monate. Thank you very much, Mpho. I really appreciate you coming here, and just uno feta fela Mpho. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. 101 people on the live right now, guys. Ntirele motlholo le nna ke tlo direla motlholo ke tlo le bontsha ba foetu gore how are you going to go around. Mara ba foetu le bone o iralang emphatsena, le bone re emphatsena o iralang, le bone re maratsena o iralang, le bone re iralang, le bone re emphatsena o iralang, mara le bone mara ka re nthala e bona ba foetu. Ka ra la e bona man, ka ra la e bona. Thank you very much ka mo Facebook ka mo. Ke a leboga. Thank you for the follow. Are following, guys. Are following. Ka mo le ka mo gore ka mo Facebook are following, ka mo TikTok are following ba foetu. The dates, they don't have to be the dates on the evidence. I don't worry about the dates. Don't worry. In fact, Thank you for the love. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it, Bafwe, too. I really appreciate the love. The dates are on the evidence, they're not so important. Guys, remember the dates. You can, if the department is not interested in the dates on your evidence. They are interested in the evidence. That is why they even say to you, any supporting evidence that you can bring, that you can be able to collect in 18 months, as long as that evidence is relevant to the skill. That's all they want, so that they can put a seal of and say, here is your national diploma, you deserve it. Go out there, go get them, go make money, go and make money, go and get that promotion and become assistant director or director or whatever, you know. So before, they just want the evidence, guys. They're not so vindictive, né? So don't stress too much about the evidence which is on there, on the date on the evidence that you want it to match the logbook. No. Let's not go there. Let's not go there, guys. It's quarter past 4. We are on 63K. Right, sir. Right, 100K. Right, guys. 4:30. 4:30 we will be on 100K. Supervise and provide supply chain clerical support services within the department. Somebody asked me about supply chain. Ke nya go boela morao ke mmone gore ke mang, a ke sa mmona guys, a ke sa mmona, but it's fine. It's fine. Okay. Is it possible to volunteer? Yes, please volunteer. If they can be able to accept you, even if you don't have stipend, that will be wonderful. Actually, that is what I'm praying for, that companies can just open the doors for people who want to volunteer. Guys, let's go quickly. Now, under supply chain clerical support, there are 4 important skills. Guys, skills. There are 4 important skills. What are the skills that you must show? Skill number 1, under supply chain, you must show that you are able to liaise with internal and external stakeholders in relation to what? To purchasing of procurement of goods and services. So meaning that you must show that you know a supply chain procedure. When they want to buy whatever service from a service provider, what is the procedure? That is what they want. That is skill number 1. Skill number 2, do you know how to obtain quotations? You are based there at SAPS. Do you know how to obtain quotations? You are there at the hospital, at the clinic. Do you know how to obtain quotations? You are at the school, primary school, secondary school, high school, college. Do you know how to obtain quotations? Do you know how to complete procurement and purchasing orders? Do you know how to do that? Have you ever done that in your 18 months? Do you know, have you done that? Okay. Do you know how to manage stock? That is skill number 3. Do you know how to control stock? It can even be office stationery. In fact, they're talking about office stationery. Do you know how to maintain stock? How many calculators, how many staplers, how many red pens, blue pens, green pens when you are at the school, at SAPS? How many those affidavit forms? Do you know how many they have, how they control to make sure they don't run out? They don't run out of the ink for the fingerprints and the things like that. Keep and maintain asset register. Each and every public institution has an asset register. Doesn't matter whether it's a school, primary school, high school, college, clinic, Department of Water Affairs, Social Development, South African Reserve Bank, SARS, hospital, Doesn't matter. They all have, yes, that's supply chain. They all have asset register. Now, I'll tell you why your diploma will be declined. Your diploma will be declined if you were at the hospital and the only place where you were was at casualty. You were never rotated so that you can be able to get supply chain information. You were at SAPS, but you were at the church office. You never went to the supply chain. They never gave you experience in supply chain. So your experience is not enough. Now, you are at a primary school. Do they have asset registers at the primary school? Do they have asset registers at the high school? Do they have asset registers at the college? At the Reserve Bank? At SARS? Do they have asset registers? If they do, get a copy. If they don't, create the asset register. Tell them that I'm here, I'm a public management student. And in terms of public admin, you cannot have assets, but you don't have an asset register. I will show you how to create an asset register. And the principal will be like, oh, wow. Hey, uhlakaniphile man lo ntombazana man. Hayi siyamthanda, yazi lama intern siyawathanda. Yazi ama intern mase afikile, afika nezinto ezintsha man lebasifunde esikoleni. Ele kom met nuwe dinge, nuwe goedes wat hulle daar by die college geleer. Wey ons is so dankbaar as hulle kom. They will be very happy when you come. So if there is no asset register, create the asset register, where they will record how many chairs do they have, how many desks do they have, how many computers, how many printers. All the assets of the school must be in the asset register. Now, sometimes they're going to tell you in big institutions, they're going to tell you that the asset register is managed by an external company. It's good, fine. But you cannot be there for 1 year, 6 months, and you never had a chance to see those people. So you must be on the lookout. The day that company comes to control the asset, you must be there. And so that you can check what are the documents that they use to manage asset. But even if the asset register is kept by an external company, even in-house, they've got their own internal records. And if they don't have them, create them. Good. Create. That as your work, is your job to create the evidence that you need. Guys, you are on almost 70,000. But wait, reach 100K by half past. Can we do that, guys? Can we do that? 92 wonderful people on the live right now. Can we get to 100K by half past 4? Can we get to 100K by half past 4? Can we get to 100K by half past 4? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So if they don't have the asset register, create that asset register. You need it. Then show it to your supervisor. And your supervisor, remember skill number 3, manage stock control of the office. If they don't have a document for managing their stock, create it. You are there, go SAPS. You are there at Rodiport police station, and you can see that they don't have a record of their stationery, and you need that evidence. Create it. Most you can type. Come with it. Show your supervisor. Show the supervisor the logbook and say, you must sign for me here that I know how to manage stock control of office stationery. And you cannot say this is confidential. How many pens they have, how many staplers, calculators is confidential. Come on. They don't say how many guns they have, how many bulletproof vests. They are talking about office items. So refrain from saying everything is confidential. Your diploma will be declined. You are going to get me as the assessor of your diploma. And when I look at it and I find everything is confidential, I'll simply give it to you and say, you know what? You don't have enough experience. Go back and get another 18 months. And this time, make sure that where you will be, you are going to follow the logbook and you are going to give us evidence that is going to make us have the confidence to give you a diploma worth 360 credits. Asidlali bafowethu. Do you know how to obtain quotations? There is something called an RFQ. When you are working at any government department, there is a request for quotation. A request for quotation is not confidential. It's not confidential. We see it everywhere. It's a public document, it's a public institution, there's transparency. You did public finance, you know public finance. Anything that has to do with public funds must not be under the cover of confidentiality. That is why requests for quotations, they are published even in the newspapers. When there is a tender at SAPS, the one that Ket Matlala got, it was on the newspapers. The request for quotation is published. When a particular school buys whatever, they must have a quotation, request for quotation. So that request for quotation is going to be the evidence that you are going to submit inside your file, that you know how to work with, how to obtain quotations from external people. And you cannot say that is confidential. The only confidential thing will be the invoice once the person has supplied. Now that company is confidential, of course. Even though we know at Madlanga Commission, I don't have confidential when it comes to public funds. I don't have confidential. State, but we are going to talk about confidentiality when you are at the private hospital. And it's going to have a problem. Confidential unyaka private company. You are supposed to be in a public institution where things are public. They must not be under the cover of confidentiality. So why must they now become confidential when you must submit the evidence for you to get a diploma and get that promotion at work? Ayebo, 75K, my TikToker, matle. Thank you very much. Kialeboga gore danki. Mara ka jugo lampona mara ke shabile manyina mara lampona ma. Ka jugo ke azama. Lecturer strata. O reng mo strateng mo. O reng mo strateng lecturer. O reng mo strateng. Thank you very much. I'm so happy when someone says kialeboga. When someone says kialeboga, bare ke tshase lipstick. Re ke tshase. Halala. Okay, so that is supply chain. It can happen anywhere, whether you are at a school, whether you are at SAPS, whether you are at a Department of Home Affairs, whether you are at a clinic. That is experience that you must just have. And then they are not so vindictive in terms of the supporting evidence that they want. The department, they want only 4 things. A purchase order. Obviously, if you are submitting a purchase order, the purchase order is confidential. That is confidential. So what are you going to do? You're going to take a black mark. Mara Moteo. Moteo Tibet College lintirang mara lintirang mara lintirang mara. Let me claim my flare. Let me claim my flare and bring even more people to the life. Let me claim my flare. Let me claim the flare. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, guys. My Facebook amahle. Arabaraking. Hey, tshantse motho a kry iPhone, wait. Nyakega iPhone bafowethu. Go nyakega iPhone bafowethu. Ma TikToker amahle. Lena ke a le tshepa le mo profile. On my profile bafowethu. uno meter or meter on tshwara mos no lahlela meter ka moo how you cool uno ya mo profiling bafowethu mo profiling uno ya mo profiling o bitla mo profiling mola wa re pa tsamare ka iPhone wena lo re lapisa mo they don't want you take a black marker bafowethu ne you remove the names the personal information of people. So you're going to have a purchase order. It will be written the purchase order. To say purchase order is not confidential. What is confidential is the information inside. Someone said to me that where they are based, what they do is they simply get a blank purchase order. A blank one. It doesn't have anything. And that is the documents that they give to public management students. And then they put a stamp. That is a dummy evidence. So they will say to the student, just write fictitious names and fictitious amounts. So that is what you can do. So if you are at a school sometimes they buy things, from those for feeding scheme and many other things. There's no way a school can operate and they never bought anything for whole 1 year, 6 months. They buy things. So when they buy, then you must tell them that no, you must have a purchase order. So that purchase order if they don't have the purchase order, you create it. And then you create it, and then it will have the word purchase order, and then the information inside the purchase order is a fictitious information. So today, I don't want to hear any public management student ever talk about confidential, because now you know what you should do. Don't talk about, don't make it difficult for you to get the diploma. Make it easy. Make it easy for whoever is evaluating. Don't make them scratch their head and try to figure out whether what you are doing here is fake or whether it is original. Don't do that. Don't do that. Even if you are going to have the confidentiality letter, but at least have something. A quotation is online. We see them. Public management, we see them. Even today, I'm sure if you can go to the newspaper and check the tenders of the different organizations, government departments, you're going to find them there. You cannot all of a sudden, just because when you are an intern, then you say that the information is confidential. For me, it shows that when you were there, you didn't have a logbook. Or even if you had your logbook, you didn't go step by step on the logbook. And that is why it's so important for you to go to your college. Go to your college when you are an intern. Speak to your placement officer. Speak to your HOD, your senior lecturer. Sit with them, ask them, hey, I see here I must submit a quotation. How do I get it? Let them advise you. Work step by step for the whole 18 months. Don't be there and then you are the one who's drinking tea in the morning when you get in. Before you even start with your work, you are already making tea and buying magwenya. Then from there, you sit there with magwenya. You are forgetting that when you are an intern, you are there to gather evidence. When you are gonna do what I do as a permanent staff. As a permanent staff member, I know how I've been in the game for a long time. I know how to make sure that I do all my work when the time is when the work is needed. I know what to submit. When you are an intern, you cannot be coming in the morning before you even start to work. Then 10 o'clock, again, got the happy sandwich. Then all of a sudden it's 1 o'clock, you are on lunch. Then 2:30, you knock off. And then you believe that you will be able to gather the evidence that you need. You won't. Before you know it, 1 year, 6 months, you have not done anything. Your evidence file is empty. You never check that, hey, by the way, I must have evidence under supply chain. I must have evidence under a clerical support. So do I have something under clerical support? I don't have. I must type something. I must distribute. I must do this. You must work. You must add value where you are. Man. So supply chain, they don't want complicated things. They don't want you to be sitting in tender boards and drafting tender documents. No, you are just offering support to the supply chain. And that can happen anyway, whether you are in high school, you are in a primary school, you are at second office. As long as they are buying something, you must be able to show them that you know that they must get quotations, they must complete this form, that, things like that. And then skill number 3, supervise and provide personnel. Now that is HR now. Now you see you are rotating. You moved from the office now. You were there in the office with clerical support. Then you moved to where? You moved after 6 months. You moved to supply chain. Then after 6 months, you moved where? You went now to HR now. You are a public management student. Now you are going to HR now. Now you are going to get experience of how to support in HR section of the government department under public administration. You must know how do they administer the leave form, the staff attendance registers, staff appraisal, things like your IQMS, your PMDS. How do they manage these things under public administration? Things like your performance evaluation forms and things like that. So now you are moving into that. It's on your logbook, Bafweto. I'm not making this up, Bafweto. That is the skill that you must get. That is the HR, yes, HRD, Z8. Halala, man. I'm glad that now wakwishisha. Lecturers start to refresh. PEP files. I don't know what PEP stands for. I believe training. Okay. You see now. Halala man. Oh, hey. Okay. Now under HR, there are about Mara department there. They only want 5 things. 5. Only 5. They don't want a lot of things. Under HR, only 5 things. Yeah? Only 5 things. Number 1, they want you to show that you know how to manage a leave register. Yeah? When you are at a school, when teachers are absent, they get leave forms. The principal has a register where they're recording their leaves. Take that register, take a copy, and you know what you're going to do? You're going to take your marking pen, the ID numbers of the teachers. You remove them. The PESAL, you remove the PESAL number. You see? Isn't it? Doesn't matter whether it's a SAPS, whether it's at the hospital, whether it is at the school, a primary school, a high school, a college, Department of Water Affairs, Health, South African Reserve Bank, Treasury. Anyway, uthatha le marking pen yakho wenzani ngayo uyasusa man ususa lama gama wabantu nama ID wabo nama PESAL wabo uyawasusa uyawahida. We use the right word, the public management word that you must use is redact. On Monday, when you get to work, you must now tell your supervisor, oh, don't worry, I need this because I have to provide redacted evidence, And they're like, yeah, let us go to the dictionary. What does redacted evidence mean? You are showing them, Muringi, lecturer Strada, Yauru, Tawawet, and you mahala. Halili, Yuruta mahala. Keep and maintain personnel records. Each and every public institution, they've got in the HR department, they've got records all the staff members. The department doesn't want to know who are the staff members. They just want to know that you know how to manage records. Like their application forms, the records of their qualifications, their IDs, what. They have got a system of how they manage those records. So that you can be able to offer support, guys. You must know these things. I need to help who will offer a diploma. Funa diploma phela. Fanele uyisebenzele le diploma. Ngeke uyithole mahala. If we funa mahala, then angeke uyithole because izodecline. Izodecline njengamakhadi wethu ngoba sekuphume i-Easter phelile. Qede wonke imali. Manje masihamba siya etolo masithi siyathenga amakhadi wethu ayadecline. Even diploma yakho, application yakho izodecline. If you don't want to show that you did get all the relevant experience. So maintaining personnel records, keep and maintain attendance register of the component. This is the simplest. Hey, attendance register. Attendance register is there everywhere. Everywhere there is an attendance register. Uyayithatha le register wenzani ngayo? Uyayiphotocopy. Uyabona iphotocopy yakho yenzani? Isebenza kayi-2. You have photocopied the attendance register. Therefore, you've got that particular skill that we talked about. You remember that skill that we talked about? You remember that skill number WA104 under Public Admin, that you know how to make copies. Uyabona ukuthi manje sewuyasikhombisa mawufika la ukuthi uyakwazi ukwenza ama-copy. Uyakwazi ukwenza ama-back to back. Uyakwazi ukwenza ama-A3 enlarge. Uyakwazi uku-reduce i-size from A3 to A4, from A4 to A5. Uyakwazi ukwenza ama-double sided. Do you know how to do that? Or utore makatsa. This is about hirile. Tla o tshwere diploma. Ba re ke man na o ruta public management or memngalo was my lecturer. They give you a photocopy machine. They say, can you make double sided? You go to the toilet and you never come back. You are balega. We are balega because you don't know how to enlarge to A3. But you spent 1 year, 6 months at a public institution. You don't know how to enlarge to A3. You don't know how to minimize to A4. Yo! Hey! Ntonjani le? Okay. We're on number 3, ne? Delivery, tshwantse itse di Z83 ba di bolela mola, and then arrange traveling and accommodation. Guys, remember when it comes to your logbook, you don't have to complete each and everything. Your supervisor doesn't have to sign each and everything. Kera wena o alingo primary school where there is never any arrangement of transport, traveling. You never arranged any traveling, you never arranged any accommodation. So why are they signing there? What are you going to produce as evidence that you arranged traveling and accommodation? Where now who's based there at the police station? You never arranged any traveling, you never arranged any accommodation. Why are they signing? But remember, Bafwetu, when you are there at the school, they could be going on an educational excursion. And when they are going on the excursion, they do booking for transport. There is a booking form. You find that the principal is going somewhere and ask you to book transport. That booking form too is the one that you are going to put. So institutions differ on how they operate. In some institutions, under arranging traveling and accommodation, you do know what you are going to put. You are going to put those traveling claims. That traveling claim, it shows it will be written traveled from this place to this place. So now we are showing us based on that they can hear the goedes. Jy het met hulle gewerk. Uye wasebenza ngazo lezi zinto lezi uyasazi uwaditsiba dilo. So you know these things. Fanele usikhombise bafowethu. Ungafuni ukuthi thina sigese ukuthi do you know this thing or don't you know it? And must we give you a diploma or must we say you don't have enough evidence? Give us the evidence. And remember you are there in HR. You are there in HRD, SAPS, or HR department at the hospital. Guys, you cannot be at the hospital and you are only in the ward for 1 year, 6 months. You are not studying to become a medical secretary clerk. You are not a medical secretary clerk. You are a public management. You can't be there throughout. No, I refuse. You can't be at SAPS and then you are at the church stage office. They're busy with affidavits for 1 year, 6 months, and you want to come and say you must get a public management diploma. You need to rotate. And then because now you're going to be in HR, And remember, in schools, they don't have a unit for HR because some schools are very small. But it doesn't mean they don't work with labor relations issues. It's just that they may not have an HRD office like SAPS and other big public institutions. But it doesn't mean they don't work with HR matters. They do. Even in a small school, you are going to have a NEHAU member there, a SADU member there. You are going to have a PSA member there. You know, those are you are going to find that they hold meetings. You're going to find that there is staff meetings there where they're discussing labor issues. So you can't say you don't have the evidence of HRD. You do have. If you don't have it, you must ask them. You must say, principal, I need a copy of a Z83 or something. I need a copy of the meetings where you are discussing personnel issues. If they've got a union and you are at a school, you must say, side, sometimes invite me to your side committee meetings. I need the meetings. Yes, you are a support service intern. Doesn't matter where. It's just that because when now you don't have your logbook and you don't go to your school, to a college to say, hey man, I see on the logbook they say I must have meeting meeting documentation to show that I offered clerical support to HR. Hey, now where I am, I've never been in any meeting where they are discussing anything that is related to labor issues. And at your college, they'll tell you, you are still going to be there for 18 months. So definitely within the 18 months, there will be a meeting. There's no way that the principal can operate from January to December without having a single staff meeting. Into njani leyo? Awukhonahali bafowethu. Awukhonahali bafowethu. There at SAPS, for 1 year, 6 months, there was never even a single staff meeting. Then it's a wrong public institution. Because public institution is about communication, accountability, and consultation. Halala. Okay, so we are done with that. We are done with that. You know, you must have a leave form. If you don't have a leave form in your file and you wanted to go and submit the public management file tomorrow, on Monday, please go back to where you were doing your practicals. Go and ask them for a leave form. Go and ask them for a Z83 and put it inside there. Tell them that under skill number WM04, I don't have anything. If you, hey, yo, 03, okay. And then supervise and provide financial administration support. Guys, you are not a financial management student, but you are a public management. You know somewhere you are dealing with public funds. So you must be able to handle that as well, you know. So but it's just basic, because you are not a financial management student. They're not asking you for VAT for it. No, they just want you to provide evidence that the component where you were. Do they have somewhere where they capture and update their expense, their petty cash? Do they have a petty cash? Where do they record their petty cash? Things like that, small things. Finance office bafowethu wa rotate o fela o ya ka mo finance ka mola o bona nyana gore ka mo finance ka mola ba di bereka bjang dilo tse se ka ba mo go ngwane bafowethu o tswile ka mo supply chain yanong o go kae o go finance. But if they don't have a separate unit for finance, you can still be there in supply chain but dealing with finance. Check that, oh, by the way, I must also have something like financial statement. If there is a claim form, there is a claim form. You know, in schools, when the principal spent money from his pocket, he's going to claim the money. That claim form is the one that they want as your evidence that you know that in public institutions, there is something called management of funds, management of incoming and outgoing funds. And you can't say that is confidential. It is going to be confidential if you don't have it. Agara waira wena. Awa cheka. No look wale bantse ba re moena ba re tsamaya reka, yeah, the allowance, yes. There are also allowances that people claim. Those are things that you should be getting records of. When you are a public management intern, you are not an employee, bafowethu. You are not an employee. You are there for experience. And your logbook guides you on the experience that you must get. So you must not find yourself doing the same thing over and over again. There is also a clothing claim at SAPS. SAPS. The hospital, they are the ones who have things like clothing claim. But primary school, high school, claim I'm not sure about other government departments. I'm not sure about when you are working for SARS, when you are working at the South African Reserve Bank, Department of Social Development, all these other government departments, whether they do have something called a clothing claim. Something is about to happen. Something is about to happen, bafowethu, in the next few minutes. Something big, something huge, something extraordinary is about to happen. Hello, love of words. Hello. Yay! Something is about to happen, bafowethu. We managed to reach 100K. We are on 100K likes, bafowethu. 100K likes, bafowethu. 100K. Asijabule. Arthabeng, bafowethu. Arthabeng, bafowethu. Arthabeng. Arthabeng, bafowethu. Ke a le bontsha. 100K, bafowethu. 62 wonderful people on the live right now, and they managed to say thank you to the creator. Thank you very much for the live. There is 100K. We want you to reach your life goal. Hello, Alaman. Hello, Alaman. Thank you very much, my Facebooker Amahle. Kyalebo, Kyalebo, Halele Nagamo. Hello, Alan Tavi. Tavi. Hello, Alaman. Hey. Aijabo, Rikili Jaibelina Hanya. Rikili Jaibelina Hanya, Rikili Jaibelina Hanya. Yeah, I got Aijabo, Aijabo, Aijabo. Ay llevo, 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 ay llevo. Ay llevo, ay llevo. Guys, it's not easy. It's not easy. People can be on the live, but they don't tap, they don't share, they don't communicate. But wait, and when I see this, kutla munati, wait, kutla munati. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Mujaki, thank you for joining. Lisa Vinolia, thank you very much. Guys, I really appreciate it. That was that one moment of happiness. That one moment of happiness. Now let's go on. Skill number 5. I'm just gonna move fast now. Exposure to central, provincial, and local institutions. Now that is another skill. Under this one, there are 4 things that you must know. Number 1, you must show that you are familiar with workplace procedures, methods of managing central, provincial, and local government institutions. Now remember, if you are not at the municipality, you will not know how to manage municipalities. You'll only be able to know how to manage institutions that are at either provincial or national. So it's fine. Knowledge and experience gained in the responsibility and control in government institutions, obviously familiar with instrumental and line functions applicable to the public sector. The line functions, if you are in a school, it obviously will be different from a hospital. It will be different from SAPS. Contributing to positive employee public relationships in the public sector. Everybody who's gonna be on an intern is going to be exposed to this. And then they only want they want feedback from stakeholders, meaning that you can have a feedback from parents, you can have feedback from even students if you're at a school, feedback from any organizations that you work with when you are at SAPS, my CPF, you are working with the CPF, is there any feedback from them on how you work, how SAPS where you are based, how they work with them, any feedback from them? If there are any presentations that took place wherein they are talking about workplace procedures, how they do things, you can take those presentations, the slide presentation, and you take it and then you use it as your evidence. This is one of the simplest under public administration. Other areas of exposure for personnel functions, apply personnel policy in applicable situations, evaluate staff. Halala man. Yeah, hey, Winelo, hey, I'm so happy. Evaluate staff establishment and efficiency in outputs, development of work procedures, evaluation of post according to department job. Guys, in public institutions, Renale, what we call IQMS, we've got PMDS. I'm not sure others. I only know these 2. I know IQMS and PMDS. They are the ones that are used for evaluating personnel. So please, when you get to your workplace, go and find out about IQMS and PMDS. Get the reports and you take the reports, put them in your file, in your evidence file. Ne? Yeah, so that's it about public admin. You can see public admin is very broad and public admin caters everybody. So wherever you are based, public administration is compulsory. Whether you are based at a school, a clinic, police station, any place, public administration is compulsory. I'm going to skip municipal admin and go straight to public law. I'm going to go to public law. And why am I going to public law? I'm going to public law because the example that I chose for this presentation, I chose somebody who's based at a school, a clinic, and SAPS. So those people, obviously, they don't have any experience in municipal management. So they are not going to complete the section of municipal admin. They're just going to write N/A. But if you are based at the local municipality, you are doing your internship at the local municipality, yes, you can complete the section of municipal admin. Please, somebody asked me, does it mean when I'm at the municipality, I must not complete public law? No, you must complete it. But you must know that it means now you are going to have more points. Remember, the department is asking for a minimum of two subjects. If you can be able to show experience in 3, is fine. You cannot be penalized, but you are going to be penalized if you show experience of 1 subject. It's not allowed. You must show experience of 2 subjects at N6 level. And then if you can be able to add the 3rd one, it's fine. Then it means you are increasing your chances of approval. So under public law, very simple, only 8 things. 8, zinje, sibana ne batupili principles. Batupili principles, there are 8. Public law skills that are expected from you, they are 8. 8, only 8, zinje. Only 8, they're not many. And they're so simple. Number 1, you must show that you are familiar with the Constitution. You are familiar with batupili principles. You are able to interpret laws. You are able to gain knowledge on state to avoid liability, getting the employer into disrepute, bringing the employer into disrepute. You know how to work with contracts, involved in legal activities. Gained experience in private or public law. And then, if you are based at a court, or Department of Justice, anything that has to do with sometimes going to court, small claims, then, only then can you sign under 103. So if you are not exposed to court, don't write anything under 103. And you know, when they evaluate your logbook, you are based at the primary school. But when they go to 103, there is a date and signature. And then we're asking, where did you get experience of court in a primary school? You see, already you are showing that your logbook is fake. You are based at high school. You are based at South African Reserve Bank. You are based at SARS, Water Affairs. Where did you get code experience? But somebody who's based at SAPS, yes, you're going to get code experience, because sometimes you will be working with prisoners when they take them to court. So you will get that experience. And yes, you can sign there. But other than that, no, show me. Show me. Starting with your own contract. When you are an intern, you get a contract. Immediately you get that contract, already you are getting experience of working with contracts. Where you are going to work, the staff members, all of them, every person who is there has got a contract. It is either that person, the contract is permanent, or the contract is temporary. You are already getting experience of working with contracts. There will be There will be external service providers that are giving contracts. So you are getting that type of experience. And that is what you can use as your evidence. You are getting that. So you must sign under contracts and also sign under interpretation of the law. Because when you are there, every single day you are interpreting the law. When you are there, making sure that everybody is safe, you are coming on time, Labor Relations Act is in practice. You are practicing it. So you must sign. You are reporting to someone. There is somebody who's above you. So already you are showing us that you know about delegation of power. You know that. You know that there is a hierarchy. There's a supervisor, there is junior staff and things like that. You know such things. So, and then what is the experience that they want? They want you have worked with the Constitution. The Constitution is simple. You can even take the Constitution, take out the Constitution, and then you simply, on the Bill of Rights or an act that governs you, you simply highlight that part. If you are in SAPS, you are dealing more with the criminal act. Is the one that you're going to be working with most of the time. So faga more, faga in the evidence, faga that criminal act. Take it from the Constitution and put it in. And you can't tell us that is confidential. Why is it confidential? Because I can even download it from here. You can't. A public management student who doesn't submit any evidence are hours based at the hospital. You are based at the hospital, but the Constitution, how is the Constitution confidential? How is the Public Health and Safety Act confidential? Because it's a public document, is there. Yeah, about documents of patients and things like that, yes, you can say they are confidential. But you cannot say the Bill of Rights is confidential. You cannot say what principles are confidential. So you cannot submit an empty file. Yo, why was some people even evaluating the public management diplomas? I'm telling you, people are going to get their responses quickly because I won't waste time. The minute I see your file and it's got a confidentiality letter and you did not submit anything, there's no copy of Batopili principles inside your file, there's no copy of any legislation, anything, Occupational Health and Safety Act, Labor Relations Act, there is nothing. You know what I do? I simply say, you know what, you still need more time, don't worry, 2029 is still too far. Go and make sure that you redo your logbook, go and make sure that you submit the evidence. You cannot submit an empty file and you're hiding behind confidentiality because you know perfectly well that you didn't do the work. You didn't do the work, especially when it comes to public law, because you can never ever say that the law is confidential. Simple. Spanish is simple, Spanish make sure each and every student who applies for a public management and diploma applies the first time and get it at first attempt. When you are at the school, you cannot be talking about confidentiality. There is a school code of conduct there. It's not confidential. What makes it confidential? Because it's there on the website of the school. How can it suddenly become confidential all of a sudden because you must now apply for a diploma? Now you come and you say the school of code of conduct is confidential. Like really now? Like really? Never. No. Yeah. You can use your duni. Unsug that. You must that answer. Unsug that. You can't all of a sudden say the Constitution is confidential. Yeah, man. Unsug that. It must that answer. Ons wil dat zien. As dit niet daar zo is, dan ons steek dit weg. Ons sê vir jou, jy moet dit gaan weer doen. Ek praat met julle, die mense daar by die Kaap daar so. Then Mamelodi, can I do in-service training for public management? Yeah, but sufuna kona lapho eprezini. Koshi Mamburu is a public institution. Sufuna ila sufuna kona. Sufuna lapho, sufuna eprezini. So you need to be able to read to investigate the legislation that is governing where you are. So that's it when it comes to public law. Very simple. And you know what do they want as your evidence? Guys, simple thing. They say relevant legal documentation. They're not prescriptive because they know somebody who's at the school, the legal documents that are working, that are operating at a school will not be the same as the legal documents of someone who's operating at a college, you are under the Department of Higher Education and Training Act. What is the Act? Do you have it? And many others. When you are based at SAPS, the Criminal Act. What is it? When you are at the hospital, the what and Health Act. You're not, I don't know. Guys, I don't teach public law. Ne? I teach public finance. Unfortunately, public finance is not required in the public management logbook, because it is not a compulsory subject for you to get a diploma. The compulsory subject for you to get a diploma is public law and public admin, and then the optional one would be municipal. So public finance, unfortunately, you need it to pass your N5. You cannot pass N5 without me, of course, because I am lecturer strata, offering you what? Offering you public finance N5 support. If you are struggling with that public finance N5, why it? Kimokizena. Ke mo ke tsenang bafowethu, ke mo ke tsenang mo botsa ka HR or nka ira HR go retail shop. Guys, as long as where you are there is an HR department, you can go and do your HR experience there. But if they don't have an HR office, you will not have enough evidence. As we were talking right now about public management, when you are at a school, you can be able to get a little bit of personnel experience. When you are in a college, unless you go to the HR department of the college, you will not get enough experience for what? For HR. You won't get enough experience. So for you to do HR, you must be at a retail, but you cannot be selling clothes. You are not a sales management intern. You should be there in HR doing job adverts, job descriptions, and things like that. So if you are going to be at a retail shop and you are packing t-shirts on a shelf at some Mr. Price, how does that give you experience for working with HR? So you need, yes, we are desperate for placement, but you cannot be wrongly placed because it will be declined. But yes, you can be at a retail shop, but in the HRD department. You can be at SAPS, but in the HRD department. You cannot be busy there in the church office and you are saying you are an HR management. Not HR, just an ordinary HR management intern. And busy ka ditempe tsa go certify. Okay, so workplace competency, when it comes to work, no, you don't have to say sorry, offense. When you got any question that you want to ask, this is where you come to ask your questions. And when I'm on the live, I'm going to answer you absolutely free. You can ask me anything. Ask me any question when I'm online. Even when I get off on the videos, you can ask me any question, anything that you want to ask. And when I'm online, I will answer you. But remember that if you slide into my DM, now it becomes personal, because now you want help only for yourself. You don't want other people to get the answer who've got the same problem. I'm going to charge you 10,000 to slide into my DM. 10,000. 10,000. I want 10,000. If you go into my WhatsApp and you want me to help you on WhatsApp, 10,000. Because remember, the help is assisting you alone. I prefer that you come to either on the live or go to the public post and post the question there, so that other people who have the same problem can benefit from the free service. But if your problem needs personal attention, or you are in a hurry, like, I want you to help me now. On my profile, there's a bank account. You just go into the bank account and you decide, how much do you think I'm worth? The help that you want me to give you, How much do you think it is worth? If it is worth 10,000, you put 10,000, you send me a proof of payment. You say, help me, stop everything, don't watch soccer, don't do anything, help me now. Abona ngitothusa bafowethu, ngitothusa. So I'm just trying to say that personal assistance, unfortunately, is not free. But for today, either when you slide into my DM, either on TikTok, either on Facebook, you slide into the DM, slide with the proof of payment into the DM. Also, when you slide into WhatsApp with the proof of payment. But other than that, Bafwetu, I'm here for each and every one of you, and I'm going to help you without asking for a single cent. And why? Because I'm here on the streets to help everyone who needs help. So when it comes to workplace competency, everybody must complete that section. Don't leave anything. Don't leave any space. Don't leave any space under workplace competency. Please. That is the section of the logbook where you get most of your points. If you leave anything there unsigned, it's a problem. And the nice part about workplace competency is that it doesn't need experience, it doesn't need evidence. You don't need evidence that you projected yourself professionally when you were at work. You don't need evidence to show that you take responsibility. You don't even need evidence to show that you recognize other people's efforts. Like right now, do you recognize my efforts? If you recognize my effort, do you recognize my effort, guys? I'm recognizing my efforts. This one recognizes my efforts. Or this one recognizes my effort. Maragamo, who relate to? Who relate to? Now, how are you gonna? How is your supervisor? Your supervisor? How is your supervisor going? Libuan, how is your supervisor going to write nicely about you in the letter? Because at the end of the letter, there, your supervisor must tell us your character. What type of person are you? And guess that from where? From that part of professionalism. Now, if you are not showing any signs of professionalism, your letter will not also reflect that you are somebody who acted with diligence, and therefore you deserve to get a diploma. Now, come on, reply. Guys, let us reply, guys. Let us reply on Facebook. It's happy voice. May the soul of Tati rest in eternal peace. Sange ke bona lerato le lesong, lerato la ntate mo ngwaneng wa hae. Jesus, lerato leo man. A re ke tshepile wena, le nna ke tshepile wena ka mo Facebook gore in the reply section, can you tell me where are you watching from? Where are you watching from? Where are you watching from? Lutando, where are you watching from? Lutando, Ufenze, where are you watching from? Bunielo, where are you watching from? I want to see where you come from. Where do you come from, guys? Where do you come from, guys? Naketswa kole. Naketswa hule bafowethu, ketswa hule. Lena letswa kae? In the reply section, can you please tell me where Toyando, halala Toyando, halala man, halala Toyando, halala. Do I have anyone from Polokwane? Is there anyone from Polokwane? Is there anyone from Polokwane? Now I'm getting into the real things now. I'm getting into the real deal now. Now I'm getting in from Josie. Pinas Revere. Halala, Pinas Revere. Halala, Josie. Bari Pretoria, bari Josie Mawone. But why bari Josie Mawone? Got Josie Ayakara Mawone before Pitori. Like Yamakala is. I don't know. I don't know why bari Josie Mawone, because Josie Dikere saying, man. Josie got Jonosa. Josie Timile got Jonosa. Pitori Timile got Marava Star. Halala Bochom, come on, talk, mo, come on, talk, ke hai mo, bara motoka ke motoko hana bo ntokwana. Motoko hana bo ntokwana, ka rana ka mo Bochom. Guys, now I'm coming to the real thing now. I'm coming to the real deal now. How do we write the letter? How do we write the letter? How do we write the letter? How do we write the letter, Bafwit? I typed something here, Maragis Gray. I typed so many things. I need a filing clerk. I need somebody with management assistant. Management assistant to come and help me with my filing. Guys, please, now one of the things that you need to take from the live is that number one, never try to get evidence from other people. Ne? Where you are, I don't know. I wrote the questions down. I can't find them now. I can't find them. There's something I'm trying to find from here. I can't find it. But for you, yes, I've been speaking for 2 hours. So ke nyako tla mo leteng bafethu, ke nyako tla mo leteng. Ke typeile ke beile somewhere mara ke sa e bona gore I have so many things in my PC. Yeah, just be patient with me. But in the meantime, what I can say to you is that please avoid copying from the logbook. Never ever when they write the letter for you, they copy sentences from the logbook and paste them on the letter. If they do a copy paste of the logbook, you can be rest assured that your application is going to decline. Your diploma is going to decline if they are taking sentences from the logbook and they just paste them as they are in the letter. Pilo is asking, does it mean that I cannot be in one organization for the whole 18 months? I must move from one organization to another. I don't know. Is there anyone who can answer it there? Facebook. The question is very simple. The question is, does it mean I cannot be in one organization for 18 months? I must move from one organization to the other. How did you capture what I said today? I can't find it. Anyone who can respond? Anyone who can respond, please respond to Pelo. I am going to respond, but I just want to get your feeling. How did you capture it? Ah, no one is brave. No one is brave. No one is brave. Okay, all right, let me just okay, no, you don't have to move from one organization to the other. No. But within the organization, they must rotate you from one department to the other inside one organization. If you are at SAPS, you must be at the church office where you will be doing clerical work, typing, what is fine. If you are at the clinic, you can be at the, I don't know, casualty. Is fine. When you are at the school, you are in the office of the principal or HOD, I don't know, it's fine. You are there. What are you doing? You are doing clerical work that is related to a certain skill under public admin. So you focus on that skill. And then there will be other skills that for you to get them, you must move to another department within the same organization. So you are still at SAPS, but they move you to supply chain. Because when you are at supply chain, that is where you are going to get relevant experience for supply chain. You don't have to move from one to another one, no. When you are in a school, they must not just give you admin work, that is not, they must also give you exposure to supply chain, how they buy things, how they order things within the same organization. Pelo, I hope you are answered. You must also be exposed to finance, just a little bit. Not that you must move to another organization to get experience. No, it's very little financial management experience that they expect from a PM student. It's not the same as the financial management experience from an FM. So you are safe wherever you are. You are safe, but just make sure that you look at that logbook. What are the skills, the specific skills that you must have? It's like let me give you an example. Engineers, you are here. A car has got an engine, and has got tires, has got the gearbox, has got this and that. So in order for you to get an experience to say you are a motor mechanic, you must have worked with the gearbox, you must have worked with the engine, you must have repaired tires, put brake pads. So you see now, you are moving within the different sections of a car. You cannot be a motor mechanic and the only thing that you did was put brake pads for 24 months, 2 years. The only thing that you work with is a brake pads. Then you come and you say you want a motor mechanic diploma. But you never worked with the engine. You don't even know what is a piston. You have never replaced the piston. You have never worked with a gearbox. You see now, how do we give you a motor mechanic diploma? So public management fellow, you cannot, to get that, you must show us that you did a little bit of finance, a little bit of HR, a little bit of supply chain, a little bit of administration, a little bit of public law. So those components, all of them, they make up the public management experience that you need to get a diploma. I'm glad that you understand. Simple, for everybody who applies for the diploma, they get it. And diploma application, the diploma applications they succeed. Yeah. I'm talking about those who slide into my WhatsApp. Para bana bona witse na re nya go support ke tla ka mo WhatsApp ka mo gore ke bokae ke re ke 10,000 bara tshwara 10,000 In monopoly money, of course. They don't give me real. You know, mara batho ba bang bereka bja mara. Ke nyaka motho a tlo mpatelang ka di-Bitcoin. I slide into my DM, a re tshwara di-Bitcoin. Lecturer ya strata. So I make sure that I unpack that, you know, that logbook. I make it simple. Halala. Guys, now in this section, we're going to look at the letter. We're going to look at the letter. How are they going to write your letter? Now, let us look at somebody who's based at a school. I'm going, guys, let's the logbook is alin. I guess I logbook again nosh. Before you took such a logbook again nosh. Pelo, I hope you logbook ne, so that I don't want to hold the logbook and I'm the one who's holding the logbook and I don't want the diploma. Nagisha po. Nagi logbook. I think I've told you that I'm a pensioner, guys. Sisika 1 bar fela bafowethu. 1 bar. Chaile. Sisika 1 bar bafowethu. Sisika 1 bar. So I hope we're sorry the logbook is alena bafowethu again. So the logbook is alena, so that when I'm talking, it can make sense. Now let us look at WA 101. Halala da. Guys, ala di tshwara di logbook. Ala di tshwara. Le antweng le sna sthunya. We antweng le ango sna sthunya. E ba re, "Hey poesa, uri ye ke sile go high." Taswa must always be armed and ready when you go to the war. Armed. Now, let us go to public administration. Under public administration, we said the first skill that you must learn is to supervise and render general clerical support service. Now, if you are based at a school, there is a circular that comes from where? From the circuit. What are you going to do with the circular? You are going to file the circular, give it to whoever you are filing it, and then in the letter they're going to write, "You assisted in filing records such as circulars from the circuit, blah blah blah." Why bona taba e musne? Why bona? They're going to you assisted in recording incoming circular from blah la 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 la. Why bona mustaba e? Then arubone. If you are at a hospital, they're going to say you assisted in recording dockets and charge what. Ne? So they must not say record, organize, store, capture, and retrieve correspondence. If they say that, your diploma is going to decline. Also, they must not just say supervise and render general cleric support service. They are copying it from the logbook and they write it in your letter. They say Mongalo H assisted in supervising and rendering general clerical support service. If you are there at the clinic, they must be able to say you assisted in recording what? Incoming and outgoing registers of patients and what. You see, you are dealing with patients. So you assisted in recording and what and filing things related to patients. That is where we're talking about our public administration, WM01. And WM01 has got 8 skills. So that's what we expect. Oh, you are having it on you. Thank you very much. So yeah, you can see that under public admin, we have skills. We have 8 skills. It's 101 up to 108. So you will write, for example, that you helped incoming and outgoing registers of patients, incoming and outgoing dockets if you are in SAPS. At the school, incoming and outgoing circulars from the circuit, from the district. You see, you are now taking that. You see, it's just one sentence, but there are other things: making copies of circulars, making copies of dockets, making copies of patient log sheets and what. I don't know. It depends on where you are. So then that is how they must write the letter. They must not say update registers. If they say update registers, they must say updated registers of patients and updated registers of prisoners going to what, updated registers of students enrollment. So they need to specify the type of registers that you worked with. If they just come here and they say updated registers, be rest assured your diploma is going to be declined. Even when it comes to handling routine inquiries, they must not say she handled routine inquiries. No, they must say handled routine inquiries from parents inquiring about admission of their students, of their kids, routine inquiries from circuit, routine inquiries about prisoners, release dates and what, routine inquiries about patients. You see, so when you talk of routine inquiries, write routine inquiries, but mention what type of inquiry. Ne? That will be under those 8 skills. And then the skill number 2, that is supply chain experience. Now, supply chain experience, remember when you are at the school, sometimes they order things. They order new desks, they order stationery, they order this and that. So then in the letter, they are going to say, assisted in ordering of books and furniture, assisted in compiling purchase orders for stationery, for office furniture, for school furniture. You see, they must indicate what are the things that you assisted with in purchasing. Now, if you are in a police station, you are going to say assisted in buying resources, purchasing resources such as toner for dockets and affidavits, ink for the fingerprint machine. You understand what I'm talking about, guys? If you are at a clinic, you're going to say assisted in recording in purchase orders of clinical equipment, medicine. So you are going to mention the actual things that you did according to where you are based. So they must not just say liaise with internal and external stakeholders in relation to procurement of goods. They must indicate liaise with service providers about the purchase of resources such as school furniture, textbooks, things like that. Liaised with service providers in relation to the purchase of toners, fingerprint pads, assisted in liaising with stakeholders in the purchase of medicine equipment, medical equipment, medicine, blah blah blah. You see, now you are now telling us the actual experience that you get, not to copy what is on the logbook. Ne? WM04, that is experience in finance. Experience in finance. What type of experience do you have? For example, in the school, you'll be able to indicate that assisted with the, say for example, the payment of municipal bills, maintaining the cash flow when they are purchasing, whatever it is that they are buying. So you are showing that you are having the financial experience. And then in a police station, you're talking about managing travel claims after the trip to check this and that. The station, use words like station commander, claims of the station commanders, what, travel claim, I think you get what I'm saying. Ne? If it's a clinic, you'll say managing the petty cash for small clinic supplies, yeah, things of that nature. And then that's it. That's all you need to show. That's all you need to show. Exposure to personnel. You are going to talk about managing leave registers of staff members. So that one will be the same. Whether you are at a school, whether you are at a clinic, whether you are at SAPS, you are all managing the Z83s, you are all managing leave registers. Everything is the same. You are all doing PMDS, you are all doing IQMS. So you will be writing the same thing. But somewhere on your letter, it must show that you did get personal experience. Now, and then from there at the end, they must be able to now touch on the let's look at public law. Under public law, what can they write? How can they write it? I'm just thinking out of the box, Yeah, Lizzie, you can do at the high school. That's why we're giving example of a high school here. Under public law, let's check public law. I did write something under public law. Yeah, under public law, something which is very much confusing, Bafwe. Guys, we are about to reach a milestone now. We are on 130K. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We are about to reach a milestone. We are about to reach a milestone that we have never ever reached. We are now on 130K. And what I see now, I see a TikToker amahle saying we are going to reach 200K. Let's go Bafwethu. Let's go Bafwethu. Let's chase it Bafwethu. Let's chase it Bafwethu. Little get taganetlo. Next check or ritlakai. We are on 130K with 75 wonderful people on the live right now. Let's go Bafwethu. Let's go for 200K. Each and everyone. All the 75 people. Let us double tap. Let us go to the 3 dots. There are 3 dots there. Let us repost the live. Repost the live. Come on Facebook, come on hona. Don't stop, guys. Even if you are one person who's double tapping, don't worry. I'm live and I'm alone. I don't have a co-host. I don't have anyone. It's just me and you. So you can double tap and keep on double tapping and make sure that the algorithm, they are in my favor. Because when the algorithms are in my favor, they bring in other people. Facebook is going to tell other people to come to the live right now and say to them, come and watch. Something is happening this side. Why are people tapping this side? Why are people sending hearts this side? It means something good is happening this side. Please go and check out this live. Lecturer Estarata is live on Saturday at 5:45. Go and check her out. There must be something that she's doing at this side that is making people to double tap. Kevin Arbon, I'll double tap Kevin. Lizzie, I'll double tapping. Tabang, I'll double tapping, guys. All of us, Muloko. Let's do this. Let's become a team, guys. Let's become a team and just double tap. Facebook amahle. TikTok, we are about to reach a milestone. We are about to double this We are about to double this 100K and turn it into 2K. We are on 134K bafowethu. Thank you very much for the love. I really appreciate it. Good little get taganetlo. Little get taganetlo bafowethu. Plus lampona today ke la paretse le manyena gore ke le shapeletse le ka bonete and a bonnet ka le lebelle pile le ska lebella jahile bafowethu because ya mecha la bona mecha skipa sa teng. Gore ka tshokole ke kwatile bafowethu. Ke when I come to the live ke nyako make sure that you know lelena lutle monate. Public law. We're going to check now how are you going to write the letter when it comes to public law. And that is the one, that is the killer one. That is the one that is making a lot of public management work logbooks and applications to be declined. In fact, if you are very much unlucky, you are going to find that even at your campus, they don't even allow that logbook and your application to go to the department, because when they look at your letter, the letter is the first thing. Now, if your letter is not okay, then definitely at your campus, they are not going to allow you to submit that public management application. And you are going to go there the first time, the second time, the third time around, and they're still going to turn you back. But that's from Monday. Raifik Salent. Siyayilungisa lento. Ons maak hierdie goed, hierdie ding wat kromas, ons maak dit reg uit. Ons maak dit reg uit. Ons maak vas wat los is. We are artisans, bafowethu. We are artisans. We are known for fixing. Kirinabo Mr. Fix It. Let us fix your public management application and make sure that you apply and you are approved at first attempt bafowethu. And ufitla go haya babutse hore wena, where did you get the tips? How did you make it? Ubabutse hore is none other than lecturer ya Strata, our very own lecturer on the streets of online, right here on TikTok and Facebook. If you're not following, halala, make sure that you follow, and follow. Make sure that you share the live bafowethu. Make sure that you take the live, you post it on your status. Post the live on your status, on your WhatsApp status and your Facebook status. So that other people can also come and benefit. Don't benefit alone, bafowethu. Don't benefit alone. Public law, the first skill that you must have, that skill number WM01, which is, it just says other experience. And what is the other experience that they're talking about? Number 101, familiar with the Constitution of South Africa. Bafowethu, a lot of students, they just go here. They copy this sentence and they paste it in the practical letter. And you know what they do? They try to confuse the assessor by saying, showed familiarity with the Constitution of South Africa. I did not just copy, I just changed here and there. Those people have got a lot of experience, are going to see it. So this is how you must do it. This is how you must do it correctly. Now remember something. When you are at a school, sometimes what is going to happen is a parent can come, maybe there's disciplinary 10,000 10,000 not 10,000. Put an age there, put an age there. It's 1,000. Now at a school, sometimes a parent will come and they want, maybe they've suspended a child. It happens a lot in school. High school, primary school, it happens a lot. They suspend a child. And then what is going to happen is the parent is going to come and say, I want to see the records. I want to see the disciplinary records. What are the steps that you have taken? What have you done? No. Now, what are you doing? You are interpreting the law of way too. You are interpreting the Constitution. What does the Constitution say? The Constitution says every child has got a right to learn. But when you are learning, you must not disturb other people. So that is, you are interpreting the Constitution of South Africa. That is the legislation. That is what it's saying. And then if you are there at SAPS, you know they're talking about the right. You've got the right to this. Blah 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 blah. There are so many rights that people have. That people have there at SAPS. Even patients, there are so many rights that they have that are contained in the Constitution. So when you write the letter, you must say in your letter, this is important. Dun, 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 dun. I am giving you valuable information, but where to? You must say, assisted the parents when they requested disciplinary procedures for their kids in line with the Constitution of the country, which says everyone has got the right to access to information. You've got access, that right to access to information. Remember, even if we've got the POPI Act, but we still have a right to access to information. They cannot deny you the right to access. When the parent says, I want to see the progress of my child, it's embedded in the Constitution. The Constitution is protecting the parent. So you exercise the rights of the parents in line with the Constitution of South Africa. You didn't say familiar with the Constitution. You said assisted parents when they made inquiries in line with the Constitution of South Africa, which grants them the right to access to information. It's a point. And then from there, you are also going to say handled patients records with confidentiality in line with the right of privacy as contained in the Constitution of South Africa. The right of privacy to privacy. That is why you don't disclose contents of patients' bed letters when you are in the hospital. So that's what they are going to write there under public law. Remember, when they write the letter, they must say public law. And then under public law, Constitution, they must tell us, what did you do to show that you are familiar with the Constitution of South Africa? You made sure that patients' records are handled with confidentiality as contained in the as per right of privacy. Same, even this side, you don't disclose the academic record of the child to other people because they've got the right to privacy. You don't disclose the docket of a patient, of a prisoner, because that prisoner also has got a right to privacy. Not disclosing records of prisoners. Yeah, and then remember, when you are in the hospital, you are dealing with healthcare services, ne? So healthcare services, just by providing the healthcare services, you are providing the healthcare services in line with the Constitution of South Africa. Ne? In the letter, don't copy. Don't copy. Now, the another one which gives students a challenge is Batopele principles. Do you know what you guys write in the letter? You write applied Batopele principles. No. You can't say applied Batupili principles. You must tell us, what did you do to show that you are applying Batupili principles? For example, let me just see, what did I write here? Yeah, remember the Batupili principles they talk about courtesy, ne? They talk about courtesy. When a parent comes to the school who's struggling, who can't read and write, who doesn't know the procedures, you are the one who's going to help the parent. So you're going to assist the parents with courtesy and dignity as contained in Batupili principles. You come this side. When you are handling patients, there are elderly people on the queue. Ne? So in terms of Batupili principles, what must you do when you are handling elderly people? You assisted the elderly people, ensuring that they are seated, ensuring that they get quick assistance in line with Batupili principles of courtesy and what. You see, that is what they write in the letter. You assisted elderly people there in the clinic or in the hospital in line with Batupili principles. Don't say applied Batupili principles. Tell us what are those principles that you applied. You assisted them when they were in the queue. You assisted them with courtesy, moving them to the front, the elderly, in line with Batupili principles. That is enough. And then at the police station, what are you going to do? How are you going to write the letter in the SAPS? You're going to say, assisted the victims with information about their trial, about their crime. You're giving them information related to their crime in line with Batupili principles of access to information, whatever, the principles that apply at SAPS. But don't say applied Batupili principles. Tell us that when you were handling the victims, you gave them access to information about their crime, about their dockets, about the investigating officer, in line with Batupili principles or in line with Access to Information Act, whatever. But it's very much important, especially when it comes to the acts, you must mention them. And then interpretation, skill number 104 and 107, interpretation of laws and legal activities. When you are at the school, in 1 year, 6 months, there's going to be things like elections of SGB. It's a legal thing that must happen. So the minute you are assisting the SGBs with elections, it's a legal activity in line with you'll have to find the law that governs it, but there is there in the law to say schools must elect SGBs. So when they're electing SGBs, it is in line with the legislation. You assisted them in conducting their meetings, it is in line with the legislation that says SGBs must hold at least 2 meetings a year. It is in line with the legislation. Maybe there at SAPS, you assisted a victim with bail application, interpreting the law regarding bail application, interpreting the law in terms of the right to have an attorney. So that is what is needed on the letter. Assisted victims with access to information about their right to bail, their right to access legal assistance. Yes, you write a letter for each subject. Under public law, you must write the letter. You must indicate the skills that you get under public law. So you write the letter according to subjects. So we started with public admin, now we are in public law to say, how do you write the letter under public law? In the clinic, what can you say? You can talk about things like assisting the sister in charge to check the age limit as contained in the legislation, because the legislation talks about certain things when it comes to health. Consent forms, minors, there must be an adult consenting, things like that. Yeah, emanyana ke feleletsa. And then 105, this is very important, Bafwetu, knowledge of state liability. Now, remember that, for example, when it comes to schools, you'll say assisted with issuing, what do they call that? Public liability. I think they call them public, what is it? Consent forms. When students go on trips to ensure that the school is not held liable for anything that happens on the trip. So that consent form, when you are giving it to kids to give to their parents, what are you doing? You are actually assisting the school to make sure that the school is not held legally liable for anything that may happen when the kids are on a trip. So you are applying legislation there. You are protecting the employer. So you can, that it must state, it can state there in the letter how you protected the employer from wrongful doing or from being liable for whatever with those. But it's just one of the things that I'm showing you. I'm positive there is more. And then when it comes to police station, you can talk about things like ensuring that you record and keep the record and keep the assets of victims safe who have been arrested to prevent loss and them suing the state. Remember, when they come in the morning and they're going to, whatever, they're going to lock them up, they take their possessions. So those possessions must be recorded. So you will be assisting in recording and ensuring that the possessions of the victims are held safe to ensure that the South African Police Service is not held liable for loss of personal possessions of victims. You know, things like that. And then when it comes to the clinic, or you can say ensuring that the information of the patient is held confidential and not exposed to other people to prevent the clinic or hospital for being liable of breaking the POPI Act. Remember, when you are not leaving files properly, filing and securing a patient file to prevent unauthorized access to information, but making sure that people who are not authorized to access the information, they don't get it. Ne? So that is what they will write in the letter. They must not say, they must not copy. Like here, number 108, it says gain experience in either private or public law. You can't just copy that and say you gained experience in either private or public law. You must tell us what is the actual law that you gained experience in. I think I'm exhausted, guys. Ne? So I'm gonna go to the last one. It's 6:05. That's why, because normally it's a 3-hour session. At 6 o'clock I must be done. Working with contracts. Now, in terms of working with contracts, the school usually they hire people, ne, to do certain jobs. Can either be to clean the yard, can either be security or whatever. So in the letter, you are going to indicate that you worked with contracts, gained experience of working with contracts of external service providers, such as those offering security to the school or those offering cleaning services to the school. You see now, you are showing that you've got experience of working with contracts. But you must mention that what are those contracts? Contracts with who? Don't just say external stakeholders. Mention the stakeholders. In the police station, you will show that you gain experience of the station's procedures when it comes to working with patrollers, when doing patrols, procedures when handling stock, like things like firearms, recording, things like that. There are procedures that are governed by the law in terms of what must you do, safekeeping of guns and things like that. So you must show that you in the letter they must write that you gain experience of legislation governing contracts with either patrollers. Like I've seen the other day here where I work, next to where I work, there is the CPF, and they tell me that they are working closely with the police. Now, if they are working closely with the police, what does the law say? So that is where you're going to come in, to show that you got experience of working on contract with external service providers such as CPF, other stakeholders such as CPF, and things like that. It must be contained in the letter. And then also you can mention supply chain contracts, wherein you are working with service providers who supply certain material to the police station, or provide certain material to the clinic, or provide certain material to the school. So you are familiar with working with those contracts. That it must be in the letter. Then in the clinic, when you receive deliveries from service provider, maybe it can be an oxygen tank, it can be beds or whatever. There are usually contracts that are signed. Yeah, everything is telling me that it's Chaile time. So that must be contained in your letter. Ne? Just to wrap up, just to wrap up, please, when it comes to the letter, to make sure that your application does not decline. Number one, never copy paste from the logbook. That is the first thing. Never copy paste. Always align the activities of where you are, whether you are at clinic, whether you are at SAPS, whether you are at a school. Align the work with the logbook. And then also try and get as much evidence. Try to get as much evidence as you can, and let the logbook be the one that is guiding you in terms of the type of evidence that you must get. And then also, wherever you are, make sure that you are always focusing on the key skills that you must obtain for your diploma. Never be in one place for long, doing the same thing for 18 months. You need to rotate and be able to get as much skills as possible around your diploma application. And then don't try to complete the whole logbook. It is not possible in 1 year, 6 months to get experience in all the skills that are in your logbook. But try and make sure that you get enough skills. Lecturer Strata, thank you very much. If you're not following, make sure that you follow. My TikToker Amatle, we are on 147K. I'm not going to switch off the live. I'm not switching off the live. I'm just going to switch off this side on Facebook. And then I just hope that you guys can continue to be on the live. And then just push us to 150K. And then everybody else, whether you're on TikTok, whether on Facebook, at the end of this live, I'm going to save the live. Then please go and watch over and over again and make sure that on this video, the video that I'm going to save, post your questions there and then I will answer them. And then also on TikTok, I've got a playlist. I know there are engineering students who are saying, but when are you doing engineering? Guys, I've done engineering, I've done management assistant, I've done even public management. I've done public management several times. Please go to my playlist on TikTok, click on the playlist. You're going to find a lot of videos that I have done in the past, last year and year before last, where you can be able to get valuable information. And then to make sure that I can also be able to buy the data that is needed for me to come here, don't forget to go at the top of my profile on TikTok. There is an account there. Between now and 6:30, you know something sits in. I said, tsa mo patela data ke la rata kaofela. Ke eng e dlala ona tšhelete le mosane di ntse o buletseng ke le mo file ona tshwara Thank you very much. Thank you very much. My TikToker Amatle. My TikToker Amatle. That is 150K. 150K. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Lots of love from me to you guys. From here, what I'm going to do, I'm gonna try. Hey guys, I'm tired. I've been here from 3 o'clock. For 3 hours, I've been on the live. But I'm gonna try my TikToker Amatle. I'm going to try and do clips. I'm going to do clips. Yeah, I can't even verify. You. Yeah, what I'm gonna do, my TikToker Amatle, I'm going to make sure that I create clips from today's live and then just try and post as much as I can, because unfortunately my phone is bongo, so I'm not able to download everything from the live. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and do as many clips as possible, and then I'll on the playlist I'm gonna put it on the playlist, and then you can be able to watch. Let me love you and leave you. Good night. Arengile ko.